Hello, everybody. Going to be doing an IG Live with Rachel, sharing her weight loss journey with us. So I'm super excited about that. And we're going to be answering questions live as well. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. We're going to be talking about everything about semaglutide, Mounjaro, Ozempic, Trizepatide, who could be on it, when to start it. Okay. See. Okay. Hi.
Hello. How are
Hello.
you?
Good. Thanks for doing this with us, Rachel.
My absolute pleasure.
So I feel like this is long overdue because we have been seeing your pictures and how fabulous you look, and everyone has been asking the story behind your journey. Everyone wants to know, and you do so much in the community, so much advocacy about Israel and Jewish people, and you are always on the fly. You have a super busy schedule and always taking care of other people, and you still manage this year to probably hit your 2024 goals. So I want to hear a little bit more about your journey, and I appreciate you making yourself vulnerable to me and to everyone on the platform to help others who are going through a similar journey and want to take care of their health and prioritize their wellness.
I'm just
And
gonna
I think that,
switch spots because
okay,
it's a little fuzzy. So
sure.
just give me 1 second. 2 seconds. Sorry about that. I just want it to be like super clear.
Okay, good. Can you hear me well?
I hear you perfectly.
So, in short, I truly appreciate you making yourself vulnerable and talking about your weight loss journey because it's such a taboo topic. And honestly, it's so important. And I appreciate you talking about it. By you talking about it, helps other people take accountability and ownership of their health and help people live their best lives. So, thank you.
My absolute pleasure. Okay. See me better now? It's clear?
Yes,
Okay.
beautiful.
Amazing. Okay.
Huh?
Great. First of all, Bracha, thank you so much. For those of you that know me, I've been working with Ivy Drips, Bracha, who's the founder, for over 6 years already. We started first with infusions. Ivy Drips is IV infusions, many different kinds. I just want people to know like the relationship. This is not just like one day I woke up and said, "Hi, Bracha, tell me about, you know, Manjaro or Ozempic." It's somebody that I really trust, and I really, really trust you. So when you started pivoting to weight loss and, Ozempic, the injections, all of the above, the umbrella will talk about the taboo, untaboo topic. I trusted you when, you asked me a couple of times, like, how are you feeling after, I had Charlotte and Walter. I wasn't feeling so great. I want to just like jump into that. But at the time, I wasn't ready to do it because you had told me, Rachel, if you're planning to have more children, you're not a candidate. So I said yes, yes, yes. After Walter, I wanted more children, and medically, that was not in the cards for me. I always say everything is happens at the right time. God knows best. But after that, like I wasn't really feeling good about myself. Like when you're in that in between pause stage of you have one baby and then you're going to have another child. If you're not at your goal weight, it's okay because like you're in that mommy stage. Once I realized I wasn't having more children, I said, I need to get back to myself. I need to feel, like me. I always say charity starts at home. It starts with yourself. Saving the world and not saving yourself and taking care of yourself is counterproductive. You count just as much as everybody else does. And that's the message that I want to share with everybody. We all have very busy lives, but we all want to look good, and feeling good is looking good. It's, it's a two-step equation. And I really didn't feel good about myself. As you know, I'm on camera a lot. And I would look at myself and I would take photo and I would do photo shoots and I would send the photographer a message and I'll be like, I don't like how I look. And it wasn't her, it was me. I would be in Pink Label and I would have to do, some stories about showing clothing and I didn't want to. So my weight was playing a very big negative role in who I was and in my lifestyle. So I knew that I was ready and I really trusted you because my relationship with you has always been honest and authentic. Many times, like when I wasn't feeling great, even during COVID, you called me up right away, like, Rachel, you don't feel good. I'm sending you over something right now. And I'm like, you sure? You're like, Rachel, if I didn't think it was for you, I wouldn't do it. Within 48 hours, the proof was in the pudding. I was like, Bracha, I had to, you're like, because I do what's best for you. So when you reached out to me and you were like, Rachel, I'm starting to, open my practice to weight loss, and you started to tell me about it, I trusted you because I've always trusted you and you have always led me down the right road and have never
Oh,
guided me falsely.
thank you. Mm.
It's true. We know we, we
Sweet.
we know each other a long time. We met each other in Israel. I was pregnant with Charlotte. You had called me a couple of days later, literally when I came home. You're like, I follow you, my sister follows you. Let's do some drip infusions. And I'm like, I'm pregnant. Okay, let's talk about it after. And that's how we started our friendship.
Yeah,
So just to let everyone know, this is not just a business relationship. I truly look up to Bracha. I trust her. She's extremely knowledgeable. She has tons of wisdom and she knows what she's talking about.
thank
So
you.
let's jump right into it because I want people to know the facts. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Okay, so what was the like turning point in your head where you said, I'm actually going to go on something to help me lose weight, I'm not going to try everything I've been trying the past, X amount of years. Why did you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to take this plunge?
Okay, so I
It's
feel
scary. It's huge.
like I feel like we're women. We all want to look good from the outside in, from hair to skin to weight. Um, even like our color, I'm saying our skin color, people do, spray tan. They like to sit in the sun, dermatology, eyebrows, Botox, the whole 9 yards. We all like to feel good, obviously, inside, healthy, emotionally, mental health, but of course, on the exterior. Everything that I was doing was not working for me. If it was crash dieting, not eating till late at night, which is obviously the opposite effect, which you and I have spoken about, my way of trying wasn't working. So I knew that because I trust you, I was ready to try your way. And I asked you, I told you I'm really afraid. What is Ozempic? What is Manjaro? People have warned me to do it, not to do it. And then the most incredible part was you said, Rachel, ask your doctor. And that's what I did. I asked my OBGYN and I said, what do you think about me starting Manjaro or Ozempic or whatever I'm a candidate for? And you know what she told me? Rachel, do it. So if my doctor, who would only want the best for me, and knows that I have 3 children that I have to be very healthy for, and a husband and a business, is rooting me on and telling me do it, I know that it was the right thing for me. And I know that, especially in the medical field, regardless if it's a moneymaker or not, whatever it is, if a doctor doesn't feel that something is safe and healthy and she doesn't want to put her stamp on it, they won't. So
Yeah.
it was so reassuring to hear my doctor so positive about everything that we had been talking about Ozempic and Manjaro. So I was ready to just jump in. I wasn't feeling good about myself, and I said, let's do it.
Okay. How long have you been on it and how many pounds did you lose?
Okay. So we started in the beginning. I remember I was going away for Passover. We started in March. Um, and then I remember because the first month I was doing was already in the hotel. I did it March, April, and May. It wasn't for me. I was on the
So yeah,
semaglutide.
we could talk about that for a second. So we put you first on semaglutide, which is usually what we start people on.
Right.
It's a
And it
great
wasn't working right
medication,
away.
and wasn't the best med. You needed
It
something a
was
little
not. And
stronger.
that's why I want to let everybody know what might be good for me and might be effective and successful and might work for my blood type and my body, might not be good for somebody else. But I do want to add in also for everybody listening and watching, I am in menopause right now. So I just want everybody to know you might be in your 30s and might have different hormones, and that might work for you. So that's why I'm saying you need to know that Bracha knows what combination should be tailored for you. At that time, I did not know that I was really menopause or not. So when I went on the semaglutide, we might have thought that it would work. Maybe we would have switched. Maybe I would have taken something else. So everyone's body is different. It needs different things. So I
Yeah,
just want to state the fact that even though Bracha put me on it, we weren't sure because we didn't know exactly what was going on with my cycle, with my body, with my hormones. So what stage of life I was in. So with that said, I was on it for like 4 months. It wasn't working, and Bracha told me this is not a race. You're not gonna just take, start the injections and wham bam. 2 weeks later, go from a size 8 to a size 2. It's slow and steady. It's a life change. It's a lifestyle change. It's with diet. It's with exercise. It's with water. It's all of the above. It's with sleep. You're not. It's not just the magic shot. You have to sign up and be dedicated.
yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I also waited. I wasn't. I was doing my role, social media wise. I'm just going to jump into this. I pivoted. I was working around the clock, my advocacy and, leading by example for Israel nonstop since October 7th, speaking engagements, you know, working with hostages, and I wasn't fully there. So what I'm saying is I was ready to be fully there around March or April because, like I said, doing charity for the world and wanting to save the world and not caring about yourself is counterproductive. It's an oxymoron. They matter, but you don't. So when I realized that I matter and I have a husband and children, I want to feel good. I was ready to make the decision and say I'm committing to Ivy Drip's weight loss program. So it was 4 months, wasn't working for me, didn't know exactly what was going on with my body. You switched me right away to what did we switch to? I don't
You
know
went from semaglutide to trizepatide, so you're on
to,
trizepatide now.
and what is that basically?
It's like
Tell
You
everyone.
went from Ozempic to Manjaro, so
Okay,
it depends on, your body type, your history, and sometimes it's a little bit of trying, adjusting, finding the right dose, finding the right medication.
exactly.
And once we
Um,
got to the right spot, then we started seeing results. So sometimes it's a little
exactly.
bit of trial and error. So you've been on it like around 8 months now?
Right. So I started in June because I remember everyone like remembers things differently. I didn't write it down, but I remember where it was. It was my first weekend in Deal, New Jersey. I just had moved.
Yes.
So we started it at the
Yes.
end of June,
Yes.
and then I had and hadn't I like notice my face started to go down, and then I started covering my hair over the summer, and people started noticing like, "Wow, Rachel, are you covering your hair?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "But aside from that, you're like glowing, but not only like spiritually, like physically." How did I know clothes that I brought with me from Brooklyn that I said maybe I'll be able to fit into started to fit, like dresses and skirts that I bought like when I was before I had Linda. And I love them. They were pieces that like my beautiful designer pieces that I've always wanted to wear in the summer. I was able to start wearing them. And I can't explain to you how that made me feel. Walking out, not being self-conscious, being proud that now I feel good about myself. So I would say that was like 4 weeks in, I lost about 5 pounds. It was the first time since March I saw results. I lost 4 or 5 pounds. And many people watching, maybe you're on it, you have a scale, you see how much you're losing. I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to get demotivated and I don't want to get distracted. So I said, I'm just going to go by feeling the clothing. And that's what I started to do. I started by, you know, going down in sizes of clothing. And that's exactly was the trick that made me feel great. So I lost about 5 pounds from June to July. And then I had a wedding at the end of August. And I lost about 15 pounds from the end of June till the end of August, which was about 2 months
Yeah.
in. So I wore that, if you remember, that slinky self-portrait dress that I dreamed about wearing from the day it came in October, which was about a year ago. And that's when I started to say, when am I going to be able to wear this dress? I own a beautiful clothing store. Many of the things that come in, I would never post on Instagram for to share with people, to showcase, to, for people to order or buy because I can't wear it. It doesn't fit me. I don't look good in it. It's not for me. I'm never going to be able to wear that. And I remember telling you, I'm like, Spracha, it's so sad. Like, I have a store and, like, I can't wear half the things. And I'm not saying that every person that walks into my store has the dream that wants to wear everything that they will be able to. But I said, if I have a chance to maybe go on a journey to lose weight and see if it works so that I could be a candidate to wear these clothing, why not? And that was the best part, doing it, seeing results, slow and steady, and putting on that dress. It's like, the picture, the Polaroid picture that you put on your refrigerator. It's like, what do they call it? The motivation picture. That
Hmm.
dress was my motivation.
Yeah.
When I
Amazing.
went to that wedding and everyone was like, oh my God, and we sold out in that dress, I knew that I made the right choice. I knew that you told me it's healthy. My doctor told me that it was healthy. I knew that you were right. It won't be right away. I know you told me that you might have some side effects. I didn't. I wasn't tired. I had nausea. I want to talk about the side effects. People want to know like what you feel like on it.
Yeah.
I did not. For me, again, everybody should know it's tailored. Everyone is different. It's like pregnancy. Some people are nauseous. Some people are starving. Some people, can't sleep. I thank God, thank God, thank God, didn't really have any side effects. In the beginning, part of it is supposed to take the sugar, which I want to talk about also, like what is in the shots, in the semaglutide, the Manjaro, the Ozempic. It's supposed to take away that sugar craving.
Yeah.
Now we're still working through it. Sometimes I don't have the craving, sometimes I do. Everyone is different. So I'm gonna let you take the stage again.
So just to recap, you were on it for 8 months and you lost a total of how many pounds?
So now I would say, I want to just stand up so everyone could just see me for a minute. I'm moving back. Okay. This skirt, I just want everyone to know, I used to wear it like this, one button, because I love the skirt. I just want to show everyone, and I'm not embarrassed. I used to wear it like this, okay? I wore it like this because it didn't close. Now, look at this. I just want to
Amazing.
show you, okay?
Amazing.
Look at this.
Amazing.
It closes
Amazing.
perfectly.
So
So I
good.
lost about 16 pounds since I started. And I just want to tell you, I was about 140 with all my pregnancies, like one, even between 143 and 130. So I gained about 15, 20 pounds. I'm sure I don't remember exactly. Um, I never lost the weight after Walter. I also had something called diastasis, where my stomach was extended. I'll never forget, I was on Instagram one day, and I just want to share this with everyone. We need to really watch what we say to people, and this is so important. If you're even on Ozempic or semaglutide and you lose weight, and people watching this, be careful what you say to people. So I remember I had this like, really extended stomach, and people were asking me, "Oh my God, you're having another baby?" And I wasn't pregnant. And when you had asked me, Rachel, do you want to go on it? I was so searching to feel good that was one of the reasons I said yes, because I don't care what anyone says. Feeling great is what boosts us physically, mentally, and
Yeah.
emotionally. It's not everything, but it's a big part.
Yeah. So important.
It's important to walk outside and feel like you could conquer the
Yeah.
world. And that's how I started to feel again. I started to feel like me. And when we lose us, we lose a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
We lose our motivation to be
Everyone,
good parents.
yeah, everyone needs to feel good about their body. Everyone, I think everyone should feel sexy. Like you
Yeah.
have to.
It
You
doesn't
have
matter if you're married, not dating, kids. It definitely helps.
yeah.
Just like you have a boyfriend, you have a spouse, you want them to look good for you, it vice versa. It goes both ways. And when I started to look good, I mean, thank God I always say this, like, Shui's 8 years younger than me. I have to look good. I have a husband that's younger than me. I'm very blessed and lucky that like it was never like a huge factor. He's not vain. But when I did look good and I looked better, he noticed. And because he noticed and said positive things to me, I knew that it was working and it made me feel so good because everybody wants to hear compliments.
Yeah.
It's what makes, our self esteem rise.
Yeah.
Somebody gives you a compliment, it feels
Yeah.
good.
So important. So what are the things that you started noticing in terms of when you started taking the medication in terms of your food noise? Talk to us a little bit more about the food noise that you started noticing, the fullness, the different lifestyle changes that you started making as well from the changes that were happening in
Okay.
your body.
So when we first
Because
spoke, you told
aside from losing weight, you're healthier today than you were, 4 months ago. You're a healthier version
100%.
of you. I mean, your labs are better, your blood works better, you're
Yes.
healthier. So
So I
what's
just
going
want
on
to let
inside your head?
everybody know you can't just like call Bracha and say, okay, send me my injections. You have to do blood work. She's not going to just write you a script or send you the meds. You have to do the work and she's going to check your blood work. Bracha's not in it to just sell you a pair of shoes. She cares. She needs to know that you're doing the work. So you did my blood work and you basically ran me down exactly what it is that I need to do. First thing is, you told me I must drink water. I have to start changing my lifestyle. You're like, Rachel, you need to do the steps. I go, Bracha, I love you. I don't exercise. I exercise my mouth. I talk. I spread love and spirituality. I do a lot of my advocacy for Israel and partake in my role for speaking for the Jewish people and having a voice. But exercise is not my thing. I was very nervous when you told me that my sugar cravings are going to stop. I love sugar. I love sweets. One thing for anybody watching, if you're a food buncher at night and you're afraid, you're like, it's not for me, you don't realize, but naturally it just stops. It's not something you like, I want it, I want it, I want it, and I can't have it. You're not going to want those cravings slowly. They just start to go away. And then it's just slowly eliminated altogether. It's not even a part of the equation. Um,
And it
so I
becomes your
just really want you
lifestyle.
to know it comes like, it's not even like an option, it's like secondary. Um, Everything you really said was true. Slowly, the sugar cravings stop. I actually just told Bracha yesterday, um, I'm still craving sugar. And you're like, okay, we have to like alter your dosage. Because I was telling you, I'm like, I want to lose a little more weight and I haven't really like lost any. You have to be consistent.
Correct.
When you're supposed to take your injection on Friday, you can't wait 4 days. You have to set an alarm, do your injections. You have to drink your water, do your steps. I'm still
I will
juggling and
I will
struggling
add, I
with
will
the
add,
exercise.
I will add because, and I keep on talking to you about this, because you are in menopause, lifting weights is going to be your best
Right.
friend because you want to keep your bones strong. Because when we don't have estrogen, our estrogen and progesterone, our hormones protect our bones as females. And when we don't have that, we are a little bit more at risk. So lifting weights and steps are your best friend. And whatever you can do, I know I keep on, you'll get there one day and slowly as you continue to feel better about your body, but those things are super important. It's like integrative. The medication does a job and then you also have a job to do, and that's really how we get long-term results. And the main thing is, I always say, and you see this, like how I continue to coach you, it's I never silence your body. I just allow you to listen to it. Silencing your body is the worst thing you could do for yourself on this medication. If you're
You have to
silencing
listen
your
to your
body,
body. It
you
has a
have to
voice
listen
just
to
like
it.
you do.
Yeah. And I
Um,
think that's why you're starting to see success and you're going to have long-term success is because we
Hold on one
didn't
second, Margarita.
we didn't up your dose too quickly. We didn't put you on a
No,
dose where you had
if
no
you remember in the
access.
beginning, I wanted it quick. So I kept
Yeah.
saying, could we just do something else? You're like, Rachel, I know what I'm doing. I'll never forget. For a good 6 weeks, I'm like, I'm not losing anything. I want to lose weight. I have galas to go to. I'm being interviewed. You're like, Rachel, this is not about an instant fix. I'm not putting you on the watermelon diet. So you drop 4 pounds because it's a wedding.
Yeah.
You need to do, and I will never forget that. And that's why I trust you. I remember I was by my
I
dermatologist,
appreciate you
and
trusting me.
yeah, and I was like, my hair started falling out. I said, "You think it's because of I started doing injections." He's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm doing Manjaro." He goes, "Excellent. Nothing to do with it." Every doctor I spoke to, and they are not gaining from it. It's not him giving me the prescribing the injection. Every single thing he's told me was correct. Everything you told me was correct. Everything my OBGYN told me was correct. A lot of people are afraid, Bracha, to go on, start their weight loss journey with semaglutide or Manjaro. Can you tell them what's the risk factors and why they shouldn't be afraid? And we're not talking to somebody with a medical condition, someone that has no health conditions really, right? No
Sure.
risk factors.
Yeah. So, right, there's a certain population that needs to go in it because you need to decrease your cardiovascular risk. You want to, improve your blood work, whether you have fatty liver disease, high cholesterol, hypertension, diabetes, and then there are people who want to go on it just to feel and look good. They want to lose like 15 pounds, and that's okay. A good percentage of our patients are really just looking to lose the 15 pounds, and they all say the same thing. I just don't feel good about myself in my body. Like I just don't like it. It's a very personal thing, and that's fine and that's okay. And it's okay to want to feel good in your body. You should. When you feel better in your body, then you're more smiley outside and you're nicer to other people. So you make the world a better place. And this medication has so many other benefits aside from weight loss and aside from getting you down from like a size, 8 to a size 4. Um, it really allows you to listen to your body that has real time feedback in terms of telling you how you're eating. For example, if you went and you had a huge chocolate cake, you'd feel a little nauseous after, or maybe very nauseous. So allowing you to become a little bit more aware about what you're eating is a really cool hack to have a better future. And this
100%.
and this medication helps you do it. Imagine every time we had a big piece of chocolate cake, 20 minutes later, you suddenly became diabetic. Nobody would eat chocolate cake. So, just by being aware of how your body actually feels, listening to your body about how it feels about what you're eating, getting real time feedback is the fastest way to change your behaviors and to pivot into a new lifestyle. This medication helps people change their behaviors fairly quickly. Now, I don't mean in a day. I mean, at 3, 4 months of changing your behaviors, and eventually you could learn to do it by yourself. You don't need to be on it forever, and you definitely could be on it forever, but you don't need to. But how do humans change behavior? What's the fastest way to change behavior? It's not by starving yourself. It's by getting real-time feedback about the actions that you're doing and then pivoting from there. That's how we change. And how fast you pivot will be how fast you get results. Listening to your body, never silencing it. If you're on these medications and you never have an appetite, that's super dangerous and you should lower your dose ASAP.
I want to
So,
just tell everyone who's listening, and I'm just going to interrupt you. When you silence your body and not you don't listen to that voice inside of you, you're not hurting anybody else. You're only hurting yourself. Because when your body is telling you something, it needs something. It's the same thing like when somebody has fever or there are symptoms from your body. fever means something is wrong. There is infection in the body. When your body is telling you that I don't feel good, my clothes don't fit me, it's saying something both mentally and physically. And you have to like hear that. Just shushing and saying, I'm not ready to lose weight is not the answer. The silence is not the answer. It's listening and saying, okay, I might not be ready now, but there's a voice here that needs to be heard. I just want to let everybody know that for a very long time, I kept pushing it away. Racha came to me with this journey about a year and a half before I started. And she kept telling me, Rachel, I see you don't like look like you don't feel good about yourself. You told me once. I said, I don't. I said, but I'm not ready yet. But I said, and you didn't tell me because like you wanted me to start it. You would tell me because you know me and you care. You're like, I just see you, like you're not yourself. And I said, I'm not. I don't feel good about myself, but I'm just not ready to be like consistent and I'm not motivated yet. Listen, don't silence yourself. Listen to it. If you want, put a pin in it, but say, I'm gonna have to at some point unsilencing the
Yeah.
silence because it will catch up with you.
Yeah.
That's what I want to tell people.
Yeah. And we only find out the actions that we do, how it affects our health so many years later that it's too late. There's a story I one time was, speaking to a man who was, I went over his blood work and he's like, when I turned 50, all of a sudden I had diabetes, I had this problem, I have hypertension. Like 50 is just such a difficult year. And I said, this has nothing to do with turning 50. This has to do with how you were acting from the time you were 30 and you didn't change your behaviors. But if you got these results when you were 37, then you would have changed your behaviors a lot faster. The problem,
Correct.
the problem is that our body, is our temple. It takes care of us, and it tries to contain everything as best as possible for as long as possible until it can't, and then it starts coming up in blood work, and then it starts,
Yeah, we need to
showing.
partner with our
Yeah.
bodies.
So, and aside from, again, even if you're like, I'm eating healthy, I just want to lose those like 15 pounds after I give birth, or, uh, someone had a struggle in their life and they just kind of fell off the wagon in their health, even those 15 pounds, like this is just like a springboard just to help you get there. Once you start feeling good about your body and you get back into a good rhythm, then you could do it yourself.
Exactly.
And the other thing I will say, there's other benefits to this medication aside for weight loss. There are a lot of, the top cardiologists, endocrinologists, rheumatologists in New York City are now putting their patients on it for like inflammatory disease processes. So rheumatoid arthritis, you're putting people on it now. I mean,
And that's a
the medication is
very
being
big
used.
thing. I just want everybody to know menopause, um, the bones is really, real. Like I'm just discussing it. Many women watching might start be going through
Yeah,
menopause because you start to go through it in your like 40s and 50s. So if you're watching and you're like not like your body's changing, so you might be gaining weight. It's not only about that; it's your bones, and the medication is really good for
yeah,
that.
it helps with hormone imbalance. It is. It's
I have
amazing. So
another question,
yeah,
just because we're gonna have to like cut short soon and end so that, we want to just get to all the right, um, answer all the right questions. What is the age, how old can you start taking the medication? At what
okay,
age?
good question. With Ozempic, you could actually start at the age of 13, I believe.
Wow.
We don't do peds. I do have a great referral for other pediatric clinics. It's not something we do. We do 18 and above. And we have patients on it that are in their 80s, believe it or not, who actually still want to look and feel good. And that's cool. There's no time in your life that you suddenly say, you know what, I'm too old to look and feel good. So any age range above 18, if you are actively trying to get pregnant or you're actually actively nursing, you're not a candidate. If you Usually the patients that we take are more about, I'm committed to this lifestyle, I'm committed to this journey, versus someone who says, I just continue want to sit
Right.
on the couch and I want you to give me this injection. I just want to lose weight. I mean, the other day I was speaking to a woman, she's like, this is so common, I have a wedding in 15 days. Can you just help me lose like 10 pounds really quickly? And I'm like, there's just no way you could do that in a
Right.
healthy way.
Doesn't work like
I
that.
don't care. I don't want to be healthy. I'm like, I cannot promote that for you.
Right.
I'm sorry. So
I have
it's,
another question for
yeah,
you. Why are people so afraid? Why is it so taboo? And why do people like, oh my God, you're on
Sure.
Ozempic? The
Great question. Okay.
aha,
Yeah, we'll do this, then we'll wrap up. So the issue with this medication, and there's a, everything has its issues. Unfortunately, it's being used in the wrong way for many people. Again, people are using it and people are going on these dosages that are way too high and they're silencing their body for many months on end. So that means that they're not eating the proper food, nutrients, they're not getting it. What happens? Then you talk about, oh my gosh, Ozempic face, Ozempic butt. Look at her here. She doesn't look good. She looks so skinny. What's happening is people are on high dosages too fast, too quickly, and they're not eating. If that's going to happen to you, you're not going to look good, and also your body doesn't appreciate that. And eventually, you're going to see all the negative side effects that that anybody would have, regardless whether you're on Ozempic or not. But if you're starving yourself for 8 months, you're going to have side effects. Whether you do that based
yeah,
on
you can't just
a
stop your body.
disorder or
I want
an
everybody
injection.
to know I started on the lowest
Yeah,
dosage.
yeah. That's a big problem when that happens, and it has caused the medication to have such a bad rep because of poor management on this medication. When used correctly, this medication is honestly going to like shoot you to the moon. Like, it is the best medication in the world. The economy has never had, we've never had in our history, our lifetime, such a great medication when
Amazing.
used correctly. When not used correctly, you're going to see all the side effects of poor nutrition. And that's a problem. Or, being sick all day. That's a problem. It's poor dosing. So you have to be managed on this medication, trying to do the easy fix, getting it from some friend through a prescription. Somehow I got it, I'm injecting, I'm figuring it out. I mean, you're playing with fire, not smart. So make sure you're being managed on the medication because you want long-term results. There's no point in losing 15 pounds in a month,
Absolutely.
gain fat. So
Absolutely. Well, Racha, thank you so much for taking out the time to discuss it. I'm feeling amazing. I'm thrilled. And really thank you for this opportunity and thank you for keeping on me. And for everybody watching and asking, I'm getting so many side messages. Bracha's going to save the
yes,
live. We're going to do one now. And I just want to let everyone know a lot of people are going away for winter break and they asked me if I start now, can I lose weight? The answer is yes and no. But if you don't start, you won't know. So definitely, you still have enough time. Winter break is still, I would say, 2 months away. So if you want to be skinny and, in the hot climate that you're going to, I'm actually going to Israel, but I still want to look great. Um, get on it
yeah.
now because you have 2 months to look and feel great.
You could still potentially hit your 2024 goals
Yes,
if you are
absolutely.
super committed. Yes.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you,
love you. And I'll
Rachel.
see you later. We're going to see each other
Okay.
later.
Okay. Bye.
We're going to save it.
Okay.